Hearing devices are available. Please see the city clerk. Roll call, agenda item 1.2 roll call. We have present Sharon Hawley, Jackie Lavoy, Lisa Callahan, and Jordan Hicks. 1.1.3 public forum. This is the portion of the meeting devoted to the public. The public may comment on any matter that is not specifically included on the agenda as an action item. Items not included on this agenda cannot be acted upon other than to place them on a future agenda. If you wish to comment, you can do so in person at the meeting or use the raise your hand feature in Zoom. *9 if you are participating via phone. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please avoid repetition. The chair may at his discretion hold comments until the second public forum at the end of the meeting. Public comments submitted prior to 4 p.m. the day of the meeting will be provided to the board and added to the record, but will not be read during the live meeting. Any public input received after 4 p.m. the day of the meeting will be included in the record, but may not reach board members before action is taken. If there is any public input, if you are speaking at the podium, please print your name on the sheet provided. And is there anyone on Zoom? No one is on Zoom. Is there any public comment? No public comment. Moving on to item 1.4 for possible action, approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
Jackie Lavoy, for the record, I move to approve the agenda.
Sharon Hawley, for the record, I second that.
All in favor of approving the agenda? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Next item, 1.5, possible action, approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion?
Jackie Lavoy, for the record, I move to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
Sharon Hawley, for the record, I second that.
All in favor of approving the minutes from our last meeting?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. 2.1, presentations from businesses and organizations in and around the city of Fernley who offer services and benefits to senior citizens. Do we have any public presentations? I do not think we do today. So no presentations. Item 3.1 for possible action. Updates and discussion on the future dates of the planting day and the cleaning day at the Desert Memorial Garden Cemetery in Fernley, scheduled for April 2026, including creating a donation letter to send to local businesses.
Jackie Lavoy, for the record. We talked last meeting about having the planting day, either April 11th, April 18th, somewhere around Earth Day. And I had talked to April Homey and about, the city's involvement in that too. And I haven't heard back from her about which day it's going to be better for the city to participate in that, for staff to come and help us plant plants and all of that. So I really don't know if we should pick a date right now, or if I should try to further connect with April.
Sharon Hawley, for the record, I suggest that we wait until you can talk to April.
Lisa Callahan, for the record. I agree. At a February meeting, maybe we'll have a firm idea.
Okay, so I'll reach out to Jackie, for the record again. I'll reach out to April to see if we can get that date finalized. And she and I had also talked, and I think we talked at the meeting here last time, about our cemetery cleanup day being the same time as the planning day. And April and I had also talked about reaching out to various youth organizations. There's always kids needing service hours and making sure that they're aware of these, of the days and times that we're going to do this planting and cleanup. So youth can come and be involved as well. So I will circle back to April and get some more information on that.
Okay, thank you, Jackie. That would be great to involve the youth.
And as far as the letter, this is Jackie again for the record, as far as the letter for donations, I drafted a letter. Lisa has too, that's right here. And Debbie Skinner and I had worked on this a lot last year, so I found the latest version that she and I had done, which has a little coupon at the bottom. And I'll pass it to all of you so you can see what I'm talking about. And if we want to approve this format or not. And last year from my notes, I had a note from, that Aaron had said, let me find it, see. Sorry, trying to find this. It was about the fact that donations had to, or less, if it was a monetary donation, was $10,000 or less. Albert Torres, excuse me, do you remember what the city's reasoning is for the donations being less than $10,000 from businesses for plants or anything?
Thank you, Albert Torres. I'm not exactly sure. I think it just might be in the code because of financial reporting reasons, where we have to report if it's above a certain amount. If it's under that amount, then we can just take it freely. It just goes into the fund, and then we're good to go from there. But I'm pretty sure it's because it's a tax issue as well as a code issue.
That makes sense. And Jordan, I know you had mentioned last meeting about wondering about that tax donation amount of money. So there you go. It has to be no more than $10,000. And yeah, so.
Okay, Lisa Callahan for the record. So we have the donation letter. Do we want to decide on the donation letter today? Also, we've got two things going in the spring, the fan drive and the planting. And I don't know if we want to have a donation letter for both, because the planting, or do we? We're going to, my thinking is we get, we're limited on options of where to get plants in town. We have Lowe's and Walmart, possibly the nursery in Fallon. So sending out to businesses, exception of getting monetary to purchase plants. And then we're going to have the fans. It's what's more critical to receive donations.
Jackie Lavoie, for the record, my thoughts are that as far as the plants, like you say, we're very limited on who we're going to get plants from. So just target them specifically for the plants, Lowe's, Walmart, the nursery in Fallon, and then other businesses for the fans. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah. And Lisa Callahan for the record again, are these donation letters going to go through the mail?
Jackie Lavoie, last year the talk was, Debbie Skinner's plan last year was to send this letter to every business in Fernley with a business license. That never happened, and that's very cumbersome. I can't even imagine how many businesses have a license here. A lot. So I really don't know the best way to circulate this, other than if we'd ask the clerk's office, maybe city manager's office would know if we have email addresses for all of those businesses, and we could email this letter to them.
Deputy City Clerk Brenda Gossa for the record. We do have email addresses for most of the licensed businesses in Fernley. We can provide that list to you, absolutely.
Okay, so that would, emailing it would be obviously a lot less work and expense. So
Lisa Callahan, for the record, it would be a lot less work and expense. Problem I see is possibly spam trash and it's never received. But I get that it's a lot to send to every business license in Fernley unless there's a way to filter out.
Jackie, for the record, I would say that that is true. It could just get spammed and people never see it, but also in the snail mail, people might just, something, open it as some nonsense from the city and just throw it away. So, I mean, you're
That's-
gonna have that risk.
That's a
either way.
possibility. That's a possibility too.
I think it would be best to go ahead and try try emailing them. And my reasoning for putting this letter together was based on what you had drafted, Lisa, from last year that we had worked on further last year, Debbie Skinner and I, and come up with this, with the coupon part at the
Mhm.
bottom. And, but obviously dates need to be put in here for when we're gonna when we're gonna distribute fans. So everybody can take the opportunity to look this over. Plus there's a paragraph here where I'm not sure if everybody wants their email and phone number. The last paragraph, you have questions to contact each of us for, plus Councilman Torres, Casey, obviously we can use his city contact information, but I don't know how Lisa, Sharon, Jordan, I don't know how y'all feel about your information being in this news.
George Hayes for the record. I don't mind at all. It's fine.
Lisa Callahan, yeah, I don't mind either. Okay.
So I can go ahead and excuse me, Lisa, Jackie, I can go ahead and finalize that paragraph with that information. And then if you all would review the rest of it and make sure that says what you think it needs to say, if it needs to be reworded or anything, and let me know.
Okay, Lisa Callahan for the record. Okay, so Jackie will do the small revisions on this letter. Then why don't you email it to each of us? And then we'll see if we have any further corrections. Then we can finalize this at the February meeting and then be ready to get them out in an email.
Can I make a suggestion, Sharon Holly, for the record? I know it takes a long time to get it in the paper, but what about putting a copy of it in the paper?
In the
Fernley Reporter.
Jackie, for the record, I'm not opposed to putting it in the Fernley Reporter, but I don't know that, I don't know that he would publish all of this information. I really don't know how concise he would want it to be. I can certainly ask. And
I want all my stuff in the
But that's another thing. Do we really want all our stuff in all the paper? Yeah.
Forget that.
Lisa Callahan, yeah, I don't think we want all our stuff in the paper, but also what he could possibly put in the paper is the fact that we're having a fan drive and the fact that we're having a, planting day at, with part of the mayor's cleanup with the city.
Sharon Holly, for the record, if they want to donate, if they see it in the paper, then they can bring it to Casey.
Okay, Lisa Callahan, that sounds good.
Jackie, for the record, I have a question though, as far as me sending this letter to the other 3 committee members, am I allowed to do that? Or do I need to send it to Casey and have him forward it because of the open meeting laws? Am I being in communication with more than another person if I'm sending an email to 3?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Howard
Councilman Torres.
Torres. If you send the information out and they only respond just to you and not respond to the entire group, then that's fine. It's when you start getting multiple, when everybody's sharing the same information on one email. So as long as you're getting correspondence back and forth, like just between you and Lisa or just between you and Jordan individually, then you're good to go. But you can share the information out as is.
Are we still talking about the fan drive?
Okay.
Or just the donation?
Well, okay, Lisa Callahan for the record, we have been talking about the donations in the planting day. And I think that kind of overlaps a little bit with the fan drive. So I think we've kind of been covering 2 items with one because they kind of intersect with each other, the nature of the letter and how we're going to use the letter.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Yeah, my suggestion is, just so you stay on the agenda item, is just discuss what is the title on 3.1 and just that event only.
okay, thank you. Okay, so 3.1 Planting Day. Jackie's going to contact April to firm up a date in April, which will work better, the 11th or the 18th. And we'll have the donation letter finalized. So moving on to 3.2, the 2026 fan drive.
Jackie Lavoy for the record. Last year, we started the fan drive. We began accepting fans on March 1st. And we had set 2 dates, one in May and one in June last year, so they were publicized well for people to know when to come and pick up a fan. So do we want to stick with March 1st being the date to begin receiving fans? And then we'll need to figure the date in May for distribution and the date in June for distribution.
Lisa Callahan, I think the March 1st is a good starting date. The other question I have, and maybe Casey knows the answer to this, is the city going to do the Business Expo again this year?
Casey Caston for the record. Yeah, I would say with most certainty that they will. We haven't made the official plans or done it yet, but yeah, it's going to happen. And it always is kind of in conjunction with Nevada's Small Business Week, which is in May. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to happen.
Lisa Callahan, because I think that was a good interaction last year, having the table and having the fans there on that day. And then we can determine an additional day. That was beginning of May, Small Business Week. And we can look at another date in June, potentially at the next meeting. And we have some possibilities for pickup points for that June fan drive. Anything else on the fans?
Where are the pickup points going to be?
Lisa Callahan, the first pickup point will be the Business Expo. The second pickup point possibly is going to be Squeeze In, their little alcove. Jackie and I were doing Angels Monday, and two gentlemen approached us and they've come to find out it was the franchise owner and the general manager of the local Squeeze In. And we're making arrangements for them to attend the February meeting and talk about it more. And bring breakfast for all of us. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Item 4, staff reports. 4.1, subcommittees report on, but not limited to, the progress of the 2025 FSCAC Angel Tree for Senior Citizens. Lisa Callahan for the record. We have total of, it's 14 or 15 angels now. The ones on the city tree, I believe, have all been taken. There are, I believe, 5 on the tree at Big R this year. And I had 4 more applications come in since Monday. That brought the total up to 15. And we've asked that the gifts be brought in by Monday, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll probably be accepting, gifts as they come in next week. Now, the give out day is next Friday. So do we want, and I know Jordan's going to be out of town. Do we want to schedule timeframes for us three to cover on that Friday, or how do we want to do this?
Jackie Lavoy, for the record, I think we need, so the distribution time is noon till 5 o'clock. Last year, Councilman Torres came and helped for a while. We, meaning this committee, need to help Casey get all the gifts from wherever they're being stored into that fishbowl over there. So I don't know how long that would take, if we should be here at 11 o'clock or 11:30 and be ready to go at noon. But I think the rest of I think we should break it up because it's, 5-6 hours and nobody wants to be here for that amount of time. So I think we should, since Jordan's not here, that leaves the three of us. Each of us can take a 2-hour stint,
Okay, I'll direct this, Lisa Callahan, I'll direct this to Casey. What time do you think we need to be here?
Oh, see, I don't use these things that often. I don't know. They can hear me just fine. It's like some of the people I think come to do the public comment and they go, they get that. They get that all the time. Sorry about that. So I'll leave it up to you. I can even have it. I'll probably have them all moved over to the fishbowl when you guys get here already. So, and
Jackie,
And-
for the record. So then we should just be here at noon.
Yeah,
A few
whatever works
minutes
for you
before
guys. I'll
noon.
just,
Okay.
so now that if I know you will be here at noon, then I'll make sure that they're right before that. I'll bring them all over there. And you will be bringing whatever it is you want to wrap or bags and put them in. You guys will be bringing all that stuff that day, or is there anything else that you want me to have
Jackie, for the
spread out, laid out for you?
Jackie Lavoy, for the record. So it's my understanding is the gifts are supposed to be returned in a gift bag. And we aren't going to be doing any wrapping, but hopefully we're going to have them all before Friday. So we'll see if we do need to get gift bags and tissue, or if there are any angels that have not been taken, we need to go shop for those and fill those.
Yeah, Case Casper, I got two things. So one are the two gifts we received. One was in a really cool looking bag, and the other one was in like the white plastic bag that it came from in the store. So we already know you're gonna have a couple that aren't gift wrapped. And then you brought up a great point. I wanted to ask you, at what point, if there's, I was at the Big R earlier this morning and hyping them up at their staff to get those 5 angels down soon. But if they don't, when do you guys want as a cutoff? Should I head over there Monday afternoon? And if there's still one left, just take it for you guys to reimburse it, or do you want to let it ride until next Wednesday or so?
Lisa Callahan, I say let it ride till Wednesday. Then we'll know what, we need to do and have an idea on size of gift bags, we need to get for what you have. Is your item in the large white bag? Is it small or large, that?
The item that I have right now
Yeah.
is in a white bag. Is a very big. I didn't really peep into it, but it's a very big. So those like the big Target bags,
Okay.
big white Target bag.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
And then whatever the gift is stuffed inside of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we need to get gift bags, we just need to know what size we're looking for. So we need to see.
At least before Friday. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Don't
Jack-
show up on Friday at noon and have no idea what the 12 or 15
Right.
gifts look like.
Jackie, for the record. So if we allow till close of business on Wednesday, then Thursday, I can't because I have to go to work, but I could, you're not here till 9 a.m. though, right? Casey?
Yeah, usually.
Oh, Sharon or Lisa
Yeah.
could come and see what you have, how big it is, and then they can figure out and go buy whatever bags we need to accommodate, like you're saying.
Well,
Great.
and I can take a picture and send it to you guys too, and you can
Okay.
just
Okay.
Whatever's going to be the easiest.
save a trip. You don't have to drive here
Okay.
just to see what they look like.
One kind of, this is Jackie, it's a good thing, but now that there's more, angels been taken, or I thought we had 11. So I've been in contact with Molly at Polaris, who this was forwarded to Lisa and I by Albert earlier in the week, an email from Molly, and I followed up with it. And so Polaris wants to provide stockings stuffed with, really basic essential gloves, socks, chapstick, whatever, maybe a candle. And and we're gonna pair them with what I thought was 11 people. So Polaris is gonna donate 11 stockings. So everybody who comes to get the gift that they asked for will also get this stocking from Polaris. But now we're up to 15, so we're short 4 stockings. So do I reach out to Molly at Polaris and ask her for more, or how do we fill that void?
Madam Chair. Albert Torres. I don't think that that's a problem. I would just reach out to Molly and see if they can fill those. If they can't, she'll tell you no. When I spoke to her originally, I think that they were thinking something that was going to be very big. So 15 to 20, I don't think is a big deal. And if she says no, let me know and I'll fill in the rest.
Jackie again for the record. So I'll reach out to Molly either later today or for sure Monday morning and find out. And if are there any other applications out and about that we're waiting to come in? Or are we dead firm on the number that we have at 15?
Lisa Callahan for the record. I think now we're done firm with the 15. The last 3 happened to be at the library. Ramona had them, and she called and it's like, oh, I have these. And so it was, we took them, and those 3 went on the tree at Big R yesterday afternoon, and hopefully they'll be taken. And I do agree with Councilman Torres in that I think Polaris thought this was going to be, much, much bigger. And possibly next year we can, consider if they want to work with us again about having, pickup point, kind of like fans for stockings of these items, here or at the senior center or wherever that might be, and reach out to more people.
Madam Chair. So Polaris is doing a lot, as you know, with what is it, the Polaris Square?
Polaris Plaza.
Polaris Plaza. So they're becoming more and more involved. We passed a part of the planning ordinance this year to where new developers have to come in, and part of their approval is they have to take some active participation in any of the nonprofits that we have here in town, whether it's the senior center, the SCAC events, or if it's Little League or cheerleading or the farmers market. As part of new development, they have to do that to continue to get their permits. So you're probably going to see that more and more with people reaching out, especially new developers, is they have to take part in order to get their permits. We'd like to ask, we're asking you as a new development and to partner with our nonprofits to help us out and take part in our community. But you're going to do it even if we don't ask nicely. So it's worked out very well so far with just, being just good partners. So you'll probably continue to see that. And Polaris has kind of stepped up to the front even before we did that. So just a heads up.
Okay. Thank you. That's great to know.
Oh, and Madam Chair, this
Yes.
Casey Cass for the record. I always wanted to mention before I forget about with the library, when I went over there yesterday, was it, to get those last 3 from Ramona at the library, she mentioned to me that she would be very much liking the idea of excited about having a tree over there with angels on it too. She was for next year. She's like, oh yeah, I know this person, that person, they want an angel. They'd love an angel. I can put a tree over in that corner. So she, just for 2026 and beyond, they like that idea too. Angel trees all over town.
Yeah. Lisa Callahan. Yeah, that's a good idea. And we may need, one of the things Jackie and I talked about Monday was the getting together with or contacting the other groups that did senior angel trees after the holidays and see how well their trees did. And possibly, figure out a coordination effort. But yes, having a tree at the library, having squeeze in expressed an interest, in having a tree and, applications. So we may expand in that way next year, more places with trees for, people to pick up angels. We just need more angels to put on these trees.
Jackie, for the record, I've actually reconsidered the fact that we should contact others that have angel trees. I think we just need to continue to just do our own and try to make it bigger and bigger, because we really need to maintain our separate identity from other groups. Nothing that there's, like when the Rotary combined with us with the fans towards the end of that whole deal earlier this year, that was fine, but it's still, I think it's very important that these two events, the Angel Tree and the Fan Drive, are specific to our group and the city, and the others can just, whatever, hope it all works out for them, great. But now that we've got these other places that are saying, sure, put angels on our tree, we'll take applications, we'll do all this stuff, help you out. I think we should take advantage of that and just move that forward.
Oh, Lisa Callahan, that actually sounds good.
And Jackie, for the record, back to the schedule for Friday. So a little before noon, Sharon, Lisa, and we need to divide up that noon till 5 o'clock. So does anybody have a time preference?
I'm relatively flexible on a Friday, so I'll defer to you too.
Sharon, for the record, I'll have to come after 2.
Okay. I can be here at 12 or a little before 12, 11:45.
I can be here from like 11:45 to maybe 12:45, but I have an appointment at 1.
Okay, Jackie, for the record, so that works for me because I really can't be here till after 2 either. So if Lisa can be here from noon till 2-ish, and then
We'll be
Sharon
here till-
from 2 till
Uh-huh.
3:30 or 4, and then I can come at that point and
Yeah.
stay till 5, okay?
Okay. That sounds good. So I will be here at 11:45 until about 2. And then Sharon will be here, and then Jackie, and then hopefully it'll be wrapped up and everybody will have their gifts. Okay.
Madam Chair, this is Casey Castling again for the record. I just wanted to point out, I remember on the slip, the people who took the angels, that we told them they could come back Friday the 19th, anytime between noon to 5 to pick it up. So just that implying that all 15 will be wrapped and sitting on the table, ready to be picked up
Yes.
at 12 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. So do we really need, what if they're all wrapped by 12 and everyone came, just probably not going to happen, but hypothetically, everyone came and picked them up by 12:30? Do we really need to be, I mean, you gave them that window, but I think being prepared earlier is better than having 2 people there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just my opinion. Because you may not have very many left by 4. I don't know.
Well, hopefully that's the case.
Right, and Jackie, for the record, so basically it's one person, Lisa from 11:45 till 2-ish, and then Sharon, and then I'll come along around 3:30, 3:45. And if they're all gone before Sharon or I, then just let us know.
Well,
so we
we'll
don't
let you
come back.
know.
That'd be wonderful. But if there's a straggler, there's one left, well then, we'll come and we'll fulfill our time frame here. So somebody doesn't have to sit here the whole time, that we can share that.
Okay. Anything else on subcommittee reports?
Jordan Hicks for the record. I did talk to some of my liaisons that work at the American Legion Post 16 in Fallon, Nevada. So I have a good relationship with them, and I talked to him. So I'm gonna have a meeting with him sometime soon. I'll probably stop by there. Today's Friday, so I'll probably stop by there today and talk with him. His name's Gunny Pip, and but they'll most likely be willing to give us a donation for the planting ceremony later on in 2026.
Okay.
So, and I'll reach
Okay.
out to some more people, but we should be pretty good when it comes to donations.
Okay. That would be great. Okay. Right. Yeah. We'll get the dates. Lisa Callahan, we'll get the dates figured out at the February meeting. Okay. Item number 5. Items requested by committee members. 5.1 for possible action. Discussion on current opportunities to partner with the Fernley Black Bear Diner on future special events and fundraisers with space rentals and collaboration, et cetera. Okay. Lisa Callahan, that was my request. Several months ago, the manager at Black Bear, Christelle, had met Councilman Torres at a function, and she expressed interest. And I've been in contact with her. They actually had angel applications at the restaurant. They turned in 2 to 3 applications. They also took 3 angels from the tree to fulfill. But she's very interested in doing something with us where we could use their back room for some type of event. The room has a capacity of 55 people. It's larger than you think. I was waiting for her on Monday and I took a look and I'm like, okay, wow. So I think what we need to think about and decide is what type of event would we like to do at Black Bear? Do we want to do something educational, informational, fun? Anybody have any ideas at this point, or think on it, and we'll come back to the February meeting and discuss it more?
Jackie LaVoy for the record. I don't have anything that pops into my head right now that we could do there, but we can definitely start thinking about it and see what ideas we can come up with.
Lisa Callahan, I mean, the ideas that have kind of gone through my mind is, do we do a small senior expo there? Do we bring in the sheriff's department or the firefighters and talk about, safety for seniors? Do we, have something that's, social? Just kind of the gambit of items. But one of our problems has been, where can we do an event? And this is a good opportunity. And Squeeze In also expressed an interest in opening up their restaurant to something. So we have other possibilities to consider.
Madam Chair, Jordan Hicks for the record. So I think a few options that we can have, and yeah, let me know what y'all think, but just thinking off the top of my head, something like maybe senior appreciation breakfast or lunch at the Black Bear Diner, or maybe something like a dine and donate fundraiser night, where maybe Black Bear agrees to donate 10 to 20% of their sales during a specific time block, or maybe something like, I don't know, coffee with the committee where us as the committee members go there, and stuff like that. So, but it was just what I think off the top of my head, and we could discuss details if y'all confirm one of those that you're like.
Yeah, that is Lisa Callahan, that is a good idea because they have hosted coffee with the mayor in the past. And that was a good event. And there were little actual city coffee cups, I believe, because that were passed out. So yes, those are some very good ideas, Jordan. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yes, and Jordan Hicks for the record again. So if that's one y'all leaning more towards, of course we could discuss later at later meetings, but what it would kind of look like, well, I was thinking it would be kind of like the forum would be us sitting at a table, having an informal conversation with some of the people that are there, so don't feel forum feels more sentimental and natural, and they can stop by, ask us questions, say hello, whatever they feel like doing at the time, and it would be build trust with them, help with camaraderie and stuff like that. So just kind of what I was thinking off the top of my head.
Okay, so Lisa Callahan, I have a question. Let's say we wanted to do, coffee with the committee. So with all of us there, how does that work with the open meeting law, Brenda?
Madam Clerk. So, as an example, all of all of this committee, just like council or the county commissioners, if it's a training or a social event and you're not deliberating on any certain item, you can all be in the same room. So that's allowed by public meeting. You're not deliberating, so it takes out that you have a quorum and you're deliberating something. You're just having conversations, or you're just in a training situation. This would be the social event, so you guys are good to go to there. If you want, and you want to be err on the side of caution, maybe set up a couple of tables and just have two of you at different tables. So you'd have two tables and two of you at each table, and people can go to each one of you guys or as a group. And then you've also taken away the perceived quorum in that instance as well.
Okay. Lisa Callahan. Yes, I mean, we have been as a, group, like at the Business Expo and at the Senior Center Health and Wellness Fair and the ice cream social part of that, where, it is social and, we're just, passing out or, interacting with those that, come to the table, our ice cream and that. So I guess that could be seen as a similar type of thing.
Exactly. You're you're not even pushing the edge on creating a quorum, because you are in a social event, and that also meets the statute. You're not deliberating, so you guys will be fine.
Because I think Lisa Callahan, I think letting, we get seniors in the building and just hear their needs, and then, be able to, further explore how we can meet those or find the resources, find the information, to get back to them. So I think that idea is very good.
I think it's an excellent idea, and you're putting a face to 4 faces right now to who you are and to the committee, and you're marketing yourselves. So once they know you, they get to know you, they know who you are, they see you out and about in the community. They're more likely to attend events. They're more likely to reach out if they need something, or just to come up and say hi. So I mean, I think is an excellent idea.
Madam Chair, the Casey Castor for the record, just another idea I wanted to throw at you guys to consider. If you ever think of or know of like a speaker, or so what's something that would come to Fernley that would bring the seniors would want to come out and to see, like a speaker or a seminar, like somebody who's speak, even if it was when it's Medicare open enrollment and you have the room and it's like this person's coming in, he's explaining how everybody's going to sign up for your health insurance today. Everybody come down to Black Bear. It's free, sponsored by the senior, or the taxes during tax time or something, like, hey, we'll come to here, we paid for these guys to do your taxes professionally for you, brought to you by the FSCAC. Something that's gonna bring people like, oh, I heard that this speaker is coming to talk about blank at the Black Bear on Thursday. I'm gonna go there. And then, oh, it's brought to you by who? You guys? So just an idea. I know that might be a little more tricky, because then you got to find speakers and there's a lot of work involved in doing all that. But I think that would get people who wouldn't normally want to just interact with a committee, but they'll come to a seminar because they are interested in what that guy's talking about, Medicare, taxes, whatever.
Yeah, Lisa Callahan. Yeah, there is a Medicare office in town, and open enrollment starts in October. And so that would be time for that. And I mean, there's nothing to say we can't do, more than one.
Yeah, I believe some of
one
the
event.
speakers you've come to do presentations, could probably like use a room for 6 hours to do something for seniors, or help them do something or get something done for them. And then that way you're doing something really good for the locals, bringing something that's always in Sparks, bringing it out here for a half an afternoon, brought to you by the FSCAC. So just an idea.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good ideas. There's a lot to think about. So we will, at the February meeting, decide what we think we want to do. Say we're not necessarily limited to, one go around, but we'll see what what will work on that. Okay, moving on to 5.2 for possible action, discussion on revising and reprinting the FSCAC Senior Resource Guide. Okay, Lisa Callahan, we are out of guides. Yeah. There's two that I have, and I think that's it. And I gave Jordan one, but he had never seen one. So we need to reprint. And so this is an opportunity to revise.
Jackie LaVoy for the record. So Denise and I and Casey prepared that guide. And I don't know, Casey, do you have a format that we can update, or does Denise have that?
Case Castle record. No, I'm sure I have it digitally.
Okay.
It's somewhere on some shared drives, the older versions.
Because we haven't looked at that in probably over a year, or maybe even closer to 2 years. So we probably should, you and I, get together and decide how we need to update that. And then I know you have the information of where we got all those copies printed. I think it was a place in Reno that Councilman Torres had referred us to.
It was Case Castle record. It was Denise and her husband. They had found a better deal. We originally, I can't remember the name of that company. It was a small one. We first went with Allegra Printing the first round, and it was now after we know what we know, the second round print. It was really expensive. Then the second round, I think we did less of a quantity, but it was like 30% of the price we paid the first time. So I can go back and find who that company was and see if we can use them again. But yeah, all that information's somewhere in a folder somewhere. Yeah.
Jackie LaVoy for the record. So I guess Casey, you and I will need to coordinate probably after the first of the year. I'll come over or if you can forward me that digitally and I can look at it myself, and then you and I can meet and see how we need to update it.
Yeah, if you just want to see like if you don't need to save the PDF to your laptop, so if you just want to see the version, it's on on the website. When you just go to the seniors section of our city website, it's right there. I guess you could even print it from there.
Okay, so Lisa Callahan. So Jackie will review it. And if, any of us have something that we don't see in there that we know maybe should be in there, then we can send that to Jackie. Because I think it was 2 years ago that we printed. So that's pretty good. Okay, moving on to item 5.3 for possible action, discussion on ordering additional business cards for all members, including new appointees. Lisa Callahan, we thought that there were a lot of blank cards where we write our names on, but Casey doesn't have them. We don't know if there are still some in the building, but I'm about out of business cards. And so do we want to go ahead and order more?
Sharon Holly for the record. I don't need any more. I have plenty.
Jackie for the record, I don't need any more either, but we definitely do need more. Lisa, you hand them out like crazy, which is amazing. You have them all the time. I'm really bad about that. Jordan clearly needs them as well. So I definitely think and I do like the idea of the last batch that were ordered that had the blank line where you could put the name in. Sharon's and mine have ours named printed on them. And it makes a lot more sense to have it where you can, since we have some fluid, with people staying on the committee and not, that it's better to cost-wise to just go ahead and write it down.
Yeah, I think I like Lisa Callahan. I like the blank lines because then it doesn't matter who has the card, because Jordan needs some too. And also I think Jordan needs a senior advisory name tag. Yeah. Okay, do we have a motion to purchase business cards?
I second the motion to purchase business cards.
I think Lisa Callahan, I think we need to make the motion. I will move that we purchase new business cards for the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee with a blank line for writing our individual names.
Jordan Hicks for the record. I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item number 6, requests for future agenda items.
Jackie Lavoy for the record. So we got an email, several of us, that Denise Mormon has resigned from our committee. Is this something that needs to be on the agenda? I mean, I know we just went through this with Jordan, but I forget the whole process on how we market for a replacement for Denise. I'd like to have that person in place, obviously, by our February meeting. So I know the clerk's office, Casey, somehow there's some publication somewhere that we're looking for an applicant for that 5th spot. And I don't know if this is speaking out of turn or sharing secrets, but Denise had also asked in the email if she could stay on writing for the newsletter. And my personal opinion is if she's not connected with our committee as a member, then I don't really know that it's appropriate for her to write the newsletter.
Lisa Callahan, I agree with Jackie about the newsletter. I think we need a dedicated member, active member of the committee working on the newsletter. And anyone in the community can feel free to submit something to be considered to go into the newsletter. So if she wants to submit something for the newsletter, then Jackie or whoever else is working on the newsletter with Casey can make that consideration. But I think we need someone that's dedicated to the committee, full-time, volunteer to be able to be at events and at meetings. And that I agree, would like to have someone in place by the February meeting.
I concur with Jackie and the chairwoman. I feel like that would be perceived as a conflict of interest if somebody not part of the committee was doing a newsletter on behalf of the committee. That's what it would look like to the average citizens. Because if I looked at the newspaper and I seen the committee wrote something, I would assume that somebody behind whatever the message was, or the newsletter is part of the committee. So.
Lisa Callahan, yes, we agree.
Jackie, for the record again, so however the clerk's office, Casey, however you guys get the word out there that we're looking for another person now, so we can hopefully have them sworn in, approved by the council members and all that before February, that'd be great. Thank you.
So I believe Lisa Callahan, I believe our next meeting will be February 13th.
You say so, whatever the second.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilman
Albert
Torres.
Torres. My recommendation is to, if the clerk's office, SEAC and Mr. Caseman would work on getting out the announcement for the open position and not just fill it off of the remaining position with the other interviewee from the last time. Please.
Okay. Any other future agenda items? Okay. Public forum. This is the portion of the meeting devoted to the public. If you wish to comment, you can do so in person at the meeting or use the raise your hand feature in Zoom, *9 if you are participating via phone. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please avoid repetition. Is there any public input? If you are speaking at the podium, please print your name on the sheet provided. And is there anyone on Zoom? No. No public forum. Meeting is adjourned.